yeah, getting in there is a it's probably not going to be so easy. You know that it definitely stops teleportation, and I mean it could possibly be broken, but it's one of the hardest, definitely the hardest type of glass you've ever come across.
I just skipped to the most interesting one, the giant cannon
Okay, yeah, you will
on
see
normal
this is
size.
um it's pretty big. This is, you can't imagine putting this um on a ship the size that you were on previously, that pirate ship, but you did see that outside, sort of on the coast wall here, there are a number of these cannons lined up that are made from what looks like jade, and this does say uh, that it is a jade cannon, and these were used to defend Toto against a giant invasion centuries ago. But yeah, it seems like this is probably a remnant um, from or from weaponry from around the time of the Titans, but a more easily made human weapon. The jade that it is imbued with is often used by the Crab Clan to uh, to ward off evil spirits, and Oni in particular. As you're looking at the cannon, Sumihime is going to enter the room, and she will walk up to you, Jerry, as she says, "Ah, good, you're here. Where are the others? Have they been tested yet?"
Yeah, Elias and Astrea went to get tested, but they haven't come back yet. The other ones went to see the exotic animals.
Z will sort of just walk up behind you and bow to Lady Sumihime, and just Sumihime will say, "All right, I'm going to go see if I can get us out of this mess. You two, if you would like to come with me. Jerry, if you want to go and find your friends, you can do that as well. But Z, you're with me." And she's just going to brush past you and start making her way towards the left-hand side of the room.
Where am I supposed to get them to you?
Yes, I'll just figure out where they are. Hopefully, this shouldn't take too long. But we might need backup, so don't wait around too long. And she'll just keep making her way that way. She seems like she's on a mission.
Sure. I just go to the other side.
Okay. As you are walking into the other door, Spike starts growling, and he just barks back into the main room of the museum. He just barks at. He seems to be barking like at the window, just at this sort of stage section here.
Yeah, I'll start approaching it, just looking closely, see if there is anything there.
You can give me a perception check.
Oh man.
You see some motes of dust as Spike is just behind you growling, and then as you're looking, Spike seems to calm down and just looks up at you and gives a bark, and he has just a happy look on his face. He's panting and looking up at you as if nothing is wrong.
Just check something out real quick. What's the range on my helmet?
What does your helmet do? I forgot.
like sort of blind sight. I can use
30
my
feet.
an action. It says 40.
Was it 40?
I don't know. I didn't touch it since it was created.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got a couple of lenses. I know the one is basically like night vision, so
Yeah.
you got your dark vision and a.
One is like thermal.
Oh
sort
yeah,
of.
the thermal. Is that what you're trying to act?
40.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you flip on the thermal and look around, and it seems like it's just you and Spike standing here. There's nothing standing in front of you.
I'll just head to the right.
Okay, cool. So I follow. Oh, sorry, it was moving Spike. We will follow you into the wildlife area. Well, actually, no, we'll go and I feel like we've let Elias hang too long. We're going to go to the other side as Sumihime is walking into this room. Estrella and Elias, you will see her walking in with Z at her side. And at this point, you've just seen the blood sort of complete its transformations, and you can see the samurai looking up at it, sort of holding it up to the window as he says, "All right, well, seems neither of you have been entirely truthful with me." And he's just carefully looking at them. What are you guys doing? You can wait until you've loaded it if you want.
Elias is just sort of gormlessly looking at his vial, just thinking, that's not what I think it means. Is it?
He'll say, "Well, it certainly looks like it. You said you're with the Red Dragon clan, right? And what, pray tell, could the Shogun be planning?" And as he turns around to look at the two of you, he notices Sumihime walking into the room behind you. As Z is, she's looking kind of confused as she's looking up at the vials and at your confused face, Elias. As Sumihime says, "I see you've already begun. And have you found anything?" And he says, "Well, it seems like we might have," and looks at the two of you. What do you guys do?
I'm just
Huh?
trying to jog. So, go ahead.
Well, Mr. Atlas. Who? Human.
I'm just trying to jog my memory to see if, well, anything I can remember explains this.
You can roll a history check and try and really rack your brain. Okay, yeah, there's a sort of panic that's setting in over this as you're trying to put the puzzle pieces together, and from what you can remember, there is, I mean, you're thinking back on all the Shearer stuff you kept. You think about them giving all those tributes to something out at sea, and that something out there that brought out Kragera and I mean Gargachin, the Kraken and the Dragon Turtle, that there were clearly some sort of primordial forces at work there with whatever they were doing, but you weren't that involved in that. And then you start to think maybe it was the buttons you pressed in the Titan Forge. Maybe they somehow did this to you. But as you're going through every possible scenario in your mind, you cannot imagine how you didn't know that this was there, and you sort of look down at your hands and just wonder if it's even possible. The samurai will say, "Now, strange to see two of you in one place. I'm assuming I will find something similar on the rest of your friends." And he sort of clicks and just points to the museum staff that is standing there, who nods and starts rushing off to go and find the rest of your party. And he just says, "But one thing I can't figure out is the Shogun is more afraid of the elementals than anyone. I don't quite understand why he would be assembling all of them." And he's just looking at both of you, still trying to figure out if his tests are even right.
Have you
You
considered
guys,
that it is better? Those friends keep friends.
oh, you're not wrong. And I think his tactics would be sound, but knowing the Shogun as I do, I think keeping you close would mean keeping you in a dungeon, locked away where no one could ever see you, and where you could never do any damage, not just let you wander the countryside." And at this, Sumihime says, "It's because they're not my father's." And she says, "Master, they're with me." And she turns and looks at you, Estrella, and says, "Show him the mask." And he just gets this very worried look on his face.
Oh,
"It's all right. We can trust him." And she does look up at the sort of balcony around where there are still some people in this room, but none of them seem to be paying too much attention to you. Although, Elias, you get the feeling that they are probably paying more attention than they appear to be. So, are you pulling out the mask, Estrella?
yes.
He will look down at it, and he seems to immediately recognize what's going on, and he turns to Sumihime and says, "Kitsumi, what are you doing? You can't be messing around with the elementals. Do you know what your father would do?" And she says, I do know, Master, but I'm asking that you trust me and the things that you have taught me, and I swear I will not let them get out of hand." And he just looks at both of you with this very worried look, and looks at you in particular, Elias, to what does he see when he looks at Elias?
Well, Elias is still standing there as he was. His posture's not changed, but it's not difficult to see Elias is running miles in his own head. He's not seeing a single thing in front of him.
he keeps just looking at you, and he says, "It doesn't seem all of your friends are on the same page as you, Sumihime." No, she says, "No, well, Elias is new. We haven't exactly gotten him up to speed yet. Still a bit of a trial phase, if you will. And he's done very well so far." And at this,
My attention suddenly just come back, and my eyes just. I turn slightly to Sumihime and just with a questioning gaze.
she just gives you this smile that you can see. Actually, give me an insight check as you look at her. Okay, wow. So yeah, you can see that she is putting on a smile as though you are old friends, like you have had many conversations about what's going on, but there's something in her eyes just telling you to play the fuck along, like she's trying to get you out of here. But this is very much a noble, like in her element, just trying to speak politics kind of thing. But you also, both of you will have noticed that she addressed him as master, as though they have some sort of history, these two. We'll say, well, regardless of what your intentions are, Sumihime, I cannot allow them to leave without sealing the elementals. You know what dangers they could cause. She says, yes, I do understand that. I think that may be up to them, though. It wouldn't seal away all of the power, would it? And he says, well, no, not all of it. But that's assuming they know how to control it in the first place. And he's still looking down at you, both very judgmentally. You can kind of hear Z behind you watching this like a tennis match, and just she looks very nervous.
Rolling the
Give me a persuasion check to see, as you've I think you've only transformed once, but it went pretty well for you. Okay, yeah, with a 27, he'll look down at you, and he seems pretty convinced by what you're saying, though. He looks over at Elias, and he kind of looks him up and down. He seems to trust Estrella here, but he's not so sure about Elias. And he says, well, still, to be sure, we should apply the seals. I can tell you what they are going to do, what the effects would be with or without them, but I would highly recommend that you take these. And you don't know what these transformations can do to one. Is there anything else you guys want to do or say here? Just before we cut over to the others.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you. He will tell you that you have basically got a choice here. They can apply a seal that will keep the elemental from basically ripping you apart and taking over. But it depends. You can kind of accept the seal or reject it, but they could have very different consequences. Elias, you don't really know what this thing is or can do yet. So for you, that's much more of a sort of open-ended question. You're kind of going, okay, do you want to reject the seal and start trying to learn what this thing is, despite how dangerous they're telling you it is going to be, or do you want to accept it and try and lock it away as best you can? Whereas to you, Estrella, what they are, it's basically you would still maintain some of the new power that you have found, but your transformations may be limited by this seal. You may only be able to do that a couple of times per day without risking serious exhaustion. But rejecting it could mean that at some point the Zinogre could take over completely and you would be lost to it. So it's up to you guys what decisions you want to make, but I will let you sit and mull that over for a second as we cut over to the wildlife area. But as that is loading, do you guys have any questions about that? Anything like just out of character wise that you want to know?
No. For me.
Okay, I'm still loading in, but also once you guys have loaded in, can you tell me if you can see any of the creatures in their enclosures?
I don't think
I
I have
can
a
see
token on the map.
I can see Mr. Goblin and Dragon.
Really?
Yes.
Where?
Goblin's over here, and then Dragon is up top, like right next to Sakura.
Yeah, I can see a dragon, I can't see a goblin.
Bottom left.
Yeah, but it's like purple-ish.
Okay, so you can still, the dragon you should all be able to see, but the others, they look like translucent.
I don't see any others. Just Mr. Goblin and Dragon.
But I thought you could see the goblin.
Oh, it is the oh, okay. Yeah, I can see the Goblin just fine.
And can you not see? And you can't see the guy in the one that June's looking into.
No.
What the hell? Okay, I think. Oh, I figured out why you guys have been able to see the invisible things. It's because it's automatically figuring out whether or not you can see them with your passive perception. But that doesn't actually make sense because then Seto would be able to see them for sure. You've got to.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know. I don't
25.
understand.
Maybe the reason why June can see the goblin. That's fine.
Actually, maybe with June's recent stuff, it's entirely possible. Yeah, we'll just give it a second for it to load, and I'm going to put Jerry's tokens in. But then I'll just reveal, because the tokens are invisible. I was kind of hoping that you would be able to half
Why
see
can I
most of them.
control the Goblin?
Oh, maybe that's why. It's because you were the goblin
Oh.
at one point. So, and I used the same goblin stat block.
Ah, yes. Like, so
That's why. So you've still got permission.
I was like, oh, I can select the Goblin. Oh, I can move him around. Excellent.
You just see this goblin's eyes roll back in its head and start walking around the game.
Like
It
a
has
zombie.
made connection with crack. Okay, sorry, I'll fix that in a second.
No problemo. By the way, I have these little widgets of cards in the bottom right. I don't know how to get rid of them.
Oh, you just
You can-
just right click on it and then
Ah, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, those might come in handy if we ever play cards, but do get rid of them for now because that takes up half the UI.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, that's good. So that actually means that the invisible stuff is working again. Lovely.
Oh, fuck you, that.
That's the Mizitsune. Okay, I'm gonna actually reveal the creatures in these enclosures. They will just be sort of in the walls, but
Did you
yeah,
place my
behind
tokens?
glass. I'm doing that now.
Oh, okay. Is it-
That looks more like a ghoul than a goblin.
Who are you to judge?
True.
Yeah, it's not your typical goblin, but okay. There we go. Jerry, you should be on the map.
Yep,
And
I am.
cool. Okay, so yeah, as you guys are all in here, and Jerry, you're just walking into the room, seeing, yeah, what would you guys all like to do? I guess Sakura is busy looking down at this dragon that's busy looking at her, and you can all just describe what everyone was doing when last we left off.
She offered the dragon tea sometime eventually. Yeah. Though I don't know if she'll ever be able to give it tea, because, you know, it's like kind of trapped. But I mean, still wants to, you know, that's what that counts. Not really, but
At the moment, June is just looking into the enclosure with the shape-shifting dude Seto pointed out to her.
Yeah, Sakura, one thing you will see as you're trying to offer it this, it will open its mouth and you'll see it almost looks like it's got a giant tongue ring, but like it's holding a pearl in its mouth. But it might just be a bubble. It's hard to tell through the glass. And yeah, Jerry, you see a T-Rex sort of, which I'm retconning. I said raptor last time, but fuck it, it's T-Rex. That just bashes into the glass as you walk past. But you see June pointing out a far more humanoid figure in the enclosure in front of her.
Yeah, I'll approach the enclosure. You said they're shapeshifters?
Yeah, June at the moment doesn't actually know what's in there. She was, I think, last session he should just Seto just said, "Hey, I think you might find that one interesting," and that's it. So she's just
Okay, yeah, you'll see that it just says on the plaque, Elven Shifter. That's the only name it gives for this creature. But what looks like is sitting there is it just looks like an elf from what you can see. It just seems to be looking out over a little patch of water. You can see there's a little hut in the corner of the enclosure, and there seem to be. You actually see now, because I just noticed it on the map, there's a fox that is walking in the enclosure as well, but just hiding between the bushes. But this guy seems to just be living in here.
I'm gonna mess with them a bit and have a little. I'm gonna use a bit of my illusion to have a little lizard appear and just have it walking around in the enclosure. See how he reacts to it.
he'll just turn and look at you and just snarl, and you'll see his face transform into the face of a tiger as he just growls at you, and yeah, he doesn't seem impressed.
Can you do that?
Not into a beast, any humanoid creature, yes, but nothing like that. Impressive. I wonder if it can grow claws.
It's like you, but better.
Fuck you.
So Mahime is calling us. He probably wants us to finish the elemental test and then head to the shrine.
With our luck, everybody's gonna be an elemental in this group.
Yeah. Aha!
Well, there's only 5. One of us is gonna be left out.
You probably,
Oh, sad.
said the daughter of the elemental hunter.
Anyway, I should probably not reveal that I am a shifter myself, otherwise I could get put into one of these cages.
You
So
can
I should
try.
probably, not turn into a foxy either.
Also
I feel
probably a
like
good
both
idea.
of you could probably escape if you wanted to.
I mean, we don't know what type of magic is keeping these things in.
Yeah, magic. It's
Can you disintegrate Titan glass?
Don't even
Yes,
think about it.
There's only one way to find out. June, are you looking into any of the enclosures in particular?
No, June is like quite laid back. She doesn't really look into too much into it. Probably sees the goblin over there hanging out, but beyond that, isn't really looking too closely.
Okay, as you do peer over at the goblin, you see it is currently, it looks like it's smearing its own shit on the walls and trying to light it on fire, but it looks over its shoulder with this crazed look in its eye, and you make eye contact for a brief moment, and suddenly you feel this strange sensation
Oh, not again.
That you are looking out.
as you hear this like your vision goes like tunnel vision, and you hear this voice just reverberating in your mind, like it is just pure vibration, and it feels like your head's going to explode with pain. But as this sort of noise starts warbling in around you, your vision blurs, and you hear it saying to you, just hold on, I'm looking for my notes.
Oh gosh. It's always Matt's character, so,
It's always
bad
my character have an
experience
out
with
of body
goblins.
experience.
Yeah, so this and it's just this moment between like you and the goblin, as you hear this voice um in your mind that says, "The druid knows the path. The goblin is the key. Your reward lies in the mouth of the dragon. Find the forbidden tomes when it is free." And you come back to reality.
Jean takes a bit of a double take, looks at the goblin, says something about in the mouth, looks at the dragon head, and is like, oh, wait, what just happened? So,
I'm gonna say it with the goblins. It's in the
okay,
chat.
awesome. Knows the path of the goblin's key, reward lies in the mouth of the dragon. Huh. Okay, I am going to quickly screenshot that. Give me 1 second. So I have that handy. Just gonna look closely at that goblin and see as it's smearing shit on the friggin' walls, trying to set it on fire. Must be going crazy and just walk and just join the group over here. At the moment, anyway.
So then we're going to head to Sumihime. I mean, Dory said that she wanted to see us, right?
Yeah.
And frankly, this room is getting a bit depressing.
I think.
Yeah, I'm not
Dev's
on
program.
the maps, but she will join them over there.
Yeah. Sakura, as you turn around and start making your way back to the group, you're sort of rounding the head of Tiamat. You look off, and at the end of the room, you see something walking into the room, and you hear. I mean, you hear it before you see it. You can hear this. It sounds like Mongolian throat singing. Honestly, just you hear this like warbling song coming from it, and what you see walking in. Can you at least? Are you watching the stream?
Yes.
Okay. The rest, none of the rest of you see this
Ooh.
at this point. But I'm going to reveal it on the map just for the stream purposes, and so that we can see what's going on. But it's lagging, so give me a sec.
She's Lex walking in.
Is that fucking No Face?
Good old No Face.
Fucker wouldn't know that. No one else sees this?
No, but you see that it is as it's walking in. So I'm trying to change too many things, and my computer's freaking out. But you will hear the song that it is singing as it enters the room. Yes, just give me a sec. And yeah, it sounds and seems quite jovial as it walks in. It seems almost like it's dancing as it walks in, and it just like dances right up in front of the face of one of the museum staff, who doesn't even seem to notice it. It moves right past the T-Rex without the T-Rex reacting, and it seems like you are the only one that sees it, but it is just walking into the room.
She's gonna look a bit insane knowing see doing this, but she looks towards it and she bows at it. Ohayo gozaimasu. I feel like to everyone else she must look like, actually no, she'll just bow and telepathically Ohayo gozaimasu. So to everyone else it just looks like she's randomly bowing, but
You see the mask on its face just unnaturally shift through this blackened mass of it almost looks like an ooze, but it looks like it just could be some sort of spirit or something, as its face turns to look at you, and it slowly starts like dancing its way over towards you and just moving right past Jerry and like uncomfortably close, and you notice that he does not even react. But Spike starts to snarl at it, and you realize that Spike seems to notice it. Yeah, you guys will notice Sakura. Well, that Sakura is not making eye contact with any of you, but that Spike starts to growl.
What's up, boy? You smell something?
you guys don't see that?
See what?
It's
As
like
you say,
a
see
person
what?
next to Ray.
You guys can make wisdom saving throws if you want, as Sakura has now tried to point it out.
Nice.
Sakura, it's sort of dancing in front of you, and it lowers its arms down as though to pick you up and like welcome you into this dance with it.
Okay. Seems like a
Do you-
friendly yokai.
Okay, do you let it pick you up?
Actually, has she like had any? Because I am assuming it's a yokai.
Yeah, it looks like a yokai, but it's not one you've ever seen before.
Never heard of it either.
No, you have no idea. You've heard that they are yokai in Taton, though.
Sakura's about to get spirited away, boys.
Yeah, sure, let it pick her up, I guess. Seems friendly.
Okay. So the rest of you see Sakura just start to float up into the air. And then, Sakura, you hear the music stop as it bends back and places you into its mouth as it is taking a bite attack. And as the singing stops, all of you see this creature appear, and it is currently putting Sakura into its mouth. Yeah. What are you guys doing? Well, I'm going to roll for an attack. Sorry, that's my first thing to see if you can avoid actually getting eaten by this thing.
As soon as I see the giant spirit trying to eat Sakura, I immediately say, Sakura, how many times must I tell you? Stop being friendly to everything and get ready to blast.
I could just like shield it depending on how high the roll is.
It's a crit.
Crit.
Sakura gets swallowed whole. Guess snake.
Left and flat.
Oh no.
Okay, yeah, sorry, my foundry is lagging so badly, but I'm making this attack. And yeah, if this one hits, you will be. That's what I'd like to say.
Oh shit, is this the Who?
Yeah, it should prompt
What did
you
it
if you want to
roll?
use a shield. I didn't even see the roll, so it's actually automatically doing it. So did you use a
Didn't-
shield?
It didn't prompt me to use the shield.
It should have been asking, but
Is your
the
medi
shield.
if medi is set? You set the medi to 5 or 10.
No, it's set long enough. It just, I think it's Sakura's map's not working. What is your?
My AC is 19 with shield
Okay.
24.
Okay, so you will only take half damage on this, as you are. If you are you using shield?
Yeah.
Okay, then you are going to take half of this damage. So you take half of this damage as you are swallowed, and you are now currently restrained. I'm just, oh man, the lag. But as this thing swallows Sakura, you see it seems to just eat her and completely absorb her, and then as it turns, it speaks with Sakura's voice to the rest of you. So, Sakura, what do you think this creature would say just to creep the shit out of your friend?
I'm just imagining Aqua right now from Super eaten by the frog.
Let me think. Ooh, delicious. Who's next?
And that's exactly what you hear. As the creature seems to like transform slightly, just turn around as it seems to be getting bigger, and it turns towards all of you. Are you guys? I assume you're gonna try and fight it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try cast Hold Monster immediately.
Okay, well, we can. Hopefully, you'll get to do that first, as everyone on this map roll for initiative. We should be able to. Sorry, the lag is too much. I was trying to prolong rolling for that.
It didn't put me in the initiative thing, but I got a 29.
No, not 20. For Jerry. Where the fuck did I get 0.2?
I'm using the initiative tiebreakers.
Oh.
So sorry, Sakura, you got a 20 total.
No,
Yeah,
29
29.
total.
I'm just gonna say this now, Dev. Excellent taste in the music.
I wondered. I figured you would probably appreciate this.
And
If anyone knows the Who,
Great music.
I know exactly. And I love it.
like if you ended up in this game, there's a good chance. Oh my god, changing your initiative is a mission. Oh, it's because my numpad's off. I'm gonna type the numbers.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. I don't even know if it worked, but that's fine. Sakura's at the top of the initiative either way, and this thing seems to be at the bottom. So, Sakura, you have just been swallowed by this thing. You will get the first turn here, as everyone is just seeing you being eaten. As it turns around and says that, what would you like to do from within this creature? You are restrained. But other than that, what do you want to do?
I feel like she might want to try and, like, get out. I don't really think this is the place she wants to be.
Okay, so you're just trying to like wriggle your way out.
Yeah.
Okay, you can give me a strength saving throw to just try and push your way out.
No.
Yeah, it ain't happening. You are well and truly stuck inside this creature. You think you're not even sure you're actually like you've been eaten. It's almost as though you've been pushed into some sort of extra dimensional space that is just dark and wet. It's not good. Whatever you are in here, and as you're pushing the walls around you, they are extending, but it just seems like they reform right back where you are. You're not entirely sure how the hell to get out of this place. You just seem to be in the dark.
Okay. I'm assuming that was her action.
Yeah. You still got the rest of your turn, but your movement is 0. So you can try and do something with your bonus action if you have it.
I don't think so. Nothing of note. Most of my stuff is
Okay.
actions. She'll just, be in there thinking, what the fuck? Yet she was not expecting that.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. You are using your bonus action to have been eaten. You can, if at any point you want to roleplay using the voice, like, because it's now speaking with your voice, say anything from the monster's perspective, feel free to jump in with that. But we are then going to move over to Jerry's turn.
Jerry, get that get Sakura out of that thing.
No, you would assume we can go one day without fighting something. Clearly, we can't. I go here. And I will not rage activate the blade as a bonus action. And then I saw it ate Sakura, right?
Yeah, it's straight up 8.
So I just slowly stab into it. Just to make sure I don't stab into Sakura.
Okay, yeah, this is like a magic trick.
Let's see if the attack roll actually works. It actually said flanking. Wow.
Wait, what?
With advantage. 25. I believe I hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Normal, and I think the blade is extra 2d8. Boom. 31. So I just slowly stab into it as my sword is glowing. And I'm just trying to listen in to see if I hear a scream or something from the inside.
Yeah, you do. The things I'm posting in chat, you hear in Sakura's voice. If you'd like to read
Oh,
this.
should I say them?
Yeah, if you see it say something, you can read it out at this point.
Careful! I'm in here, Jerry. No! Why?
Yeah, I go for another
What
stab.
was this? Yeah. Yeah.
My
You see
terrible
the things
acting
just
skills.
thrashing, and it's like, yeah, it doesn't. It seems to know your name, but that doesn't sound like it's actually Sakura. It's clearly this thing is doing some mimicry.
It's too bad. Maybe for Sakura as well. Yeah, it will hit.
Damn
24, and I'll use the
Damn it.
the fire wound.
Look, Jerry, stop! I'll make you tea if you leave me alone, okay?
Oh, your magic doesn't work on me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can ignore the damage on it, but you need to make a strength save.
Okay.
Well, if it fails, it'll take the 7 damage. But oh no, it takes the 7 damage anyway.
Okay, and it still has to make a strength save.
Yeah.
Okay, it got a 23.
Yeah, it's fine. That's my turn.
Okay, so what? How much damage was it on that second attack?
It was 24 plus 7 fire, so 31. 31 from both of them.
Okay. Oh. Okay, yeah. So you see it just complaining in Sakura's voice as it takes these hits, but that'll take us on to Seto as it's just turning around to face Jerry now. Oh, sorry, I double clicked.
Okay. facing Jerry? God damn it.
I will also point out, Jerry, I think you have Sakura targeted, not the creature.
No, he actually told me Faceless, Yokaidara, Strength Saving Throw, Fire Wound.
Oh, okay. It shows the little like color next to Sakura that looks
I
like you're
see a
targeting.
big marking like around the entire creature, not Sakura.
Okay, cool.
Shouldn't Spike also get a turn?
It's fine. Spike, I missed his turn. He's watching. You asked
Chilling
him
in
if
the
he wants
background.
flanking with Spike. This is what you're asking.
No, I'm just that. Okay, well. Does the creature look like in the picture with the mask and the hair?
Yeah, it's more like the picture than the token. But you see that in the mask it looks almost like they're just these sunken wet holes where the eyes should be. It doesn't just look like a mask.
Well, that was just gonna run like, and the leg probably around right here, and then he's gonna lunge himself to headbutt the creature first, and then just grab him by the hair and literally knee into his mask twice, or at least I'm gonna try.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
One-arm strike. Whee!
Oh yeah. All right, we'll roll for all of them and then we'll see what happens.
Wait, what the hell was that? Nice. And then flurry of blows with 2 additional attacks. You spend a key point for that? Holy shit, my rolls are in. And of course, got to say. On the third one, can I ask him to roll me a Constitution saving throw? Please?
Okay, cool, for a stunning strike.
Yeah. DC 18. Can I actually force him to do it? No.
That is a 13.
Ooh. Well, he's stunned until the end of my next turn. At least he's not gonna be knowing Jeff Fucker anymore. Probably would end up here, by the way, after like kicking him.
I'm just quickly checking. I think. No? Okay. I was just checking. I thought he might actually have immunity to that, but it does not. It is stunned as you just see Seto climb onto this thing and start bashing the mask down into its head. As that entire mask, you see it starts to crack, and you're pushing it right down into the muck that is its body. As yeah, it is kind of squealing out. It does not seem to like what is happening to it right now, and it sounds like Sakura is crying as you're hitting this thing.
Oh no.
So was that also just stun?
From
Oh, sorry.
inside, that it's not actually me crying.
it just says it's really me crying. It's not but you can hear the Seto on the outside, just the thumps of these. There's somewhere above you can hear these sounds, but it is just pure darkness. Is that all you want to do on your turn there, Seto? You have managed to stun it?
Everything I can do.
Okay, then that'll take us on to June.
Sweet. Finally me. This thing is stunned, correct?
Indeed it is.
Well, then I'm backing the fuck up. Yeah, I'll back up to around here, and I'm and I ready Eldritch Blast, and just say, "Sorry, Sakura, if this does hurt you," and then blast right into its back. Advantage, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. First track. Cool, normal damage. Man, I really need to change my dice. I can't see the numbers on my dice. And then last one.
What? You can't see the numbers on those, yeah.
Because they're very, very similar color. And they disappear before I can use
Yeah,
them.
yeah, no, I've had that problem with a few. We've got some very cool dice variations. If you guys haven't had a look, Australia got some very cool ones for us.
Yeah. So wait, why am I only seeing 3 strikes? So first one, second one, none.
I think Sakura should actually start using the portal dice, the Aperture Science ones, with
Oh, yeah.
some of the moves she's used lately. Yeah, it looks like all of those hit today.
Yeah, I only see 2 of the Eldritch Blast though. That's weird. But yeah, I'm assuming it shows up on the enemy though. But yeah, these 3 blast into its back.
Yeah, there was one. Yeah, there's one that didn't show up the roll, but it did do 11 damage.
Ah, okay.
There was an 11, a 10, and an 8 for damage.
I think all of those hit, maybe?
Yeah, all of them hit, but that's what I'm saying. Those were the damage rolls that they did. So yeah, you just unleash this barrage and hit it in the back as you just see it's like crying and just letting out this wailing sound as it's not even sounding that much like Sakura at that point, but you can see that it is just it's trying to break free of the stun and it doesn't seem to be able to. Anything else you want to try?
Yeah, I'll quickly make a quick. Can I make an Arcana check to just see if it's undead? If this thing is
Yeah, you can do a nature or an arcana.
Yeah, Arcana. Yeah, there you go. 20 not natural.
With a 20, you feel that with the sort of waves of energy you've been feeling lately, this thing seems more like an aberration.
Okay, cool. And that is all I'll do for now then.
Okay, then with that, it is going to take us on to the Okaidra's turn.
Which
Now,
is
it
stunned.
is stunned, yes,
What's
which
up, everyone?
means it cannot take any actions or what.
It can do anything.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but it does have its voice still,
Ooh.
which is kind of part of the big problem with this creature.
It can speak
Which is
falteringly. I don't know how to properly pronounce the word.
oh yes, thank you. That's what I was looking for. I knew it said something about the speech. Okay. Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's until the start of Seto's next turn, right?
End of my next turn.
End of your next turn. Okay, yeah, so for this one, it is stunned and you hear it trying to start that like throat singing again, but it can't quite get it out as Sakura, that's going to take us onto your turn, and this creature, as it's trying to sing again, you can feel the walls around you moving like it's regurgitating. What do you do?
she'll take one of her swords and she'll just like stab it from the inside, I guess.
Okay, yeah, go for it. I'll say you've got advantage on this because you're just stabbing at a random wall next to you.
To use Scion Blade.
Wait, isn't Sakura restrained while she's inside of it?
Oh yeah, that is true. Does
Disadvantage on the attack.
Yeah, so
okay, so it'll be a normal roll.
Oh, well, that's a 24.
Yeah, you hit the inner lining of this creature, and you guys from the outside you see the Sakura's blade. Which sword are you using? Oh shit, are you using the Scion Blade?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know how the Scion Blade works?
Not really. I just know that I have like plus 13 instead of like plus 6.
Okay, so this is like it's kind of like a lightsaber propelled by your own intelligence and will. So you can use your mind to bend and empower this blade, and you use your intelligence modifier in place of strength or dexterity when you make attacks with this. So you can use a bonus action to switch it from an ethereal blade of nebulous energy that deals psychic damage on a hit to a hardened crystalline structure that deals slashing damage, or vice versa. So which one are you doing here? The psychic or
Let's go with psychic.
Okay, then yeah, as you are doing this, you all see this, like, it legitimately looks like a lightsaber as this blade just burns through the creature from the inside, and you see Sakura starting to cut open a rift in the side of this creature, um, with the, I assume, two-handed damage.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you do 12 points of psychic damage, and you hear this creature kind of screaming out. Now it becomes more warbled as you start to see the light on the other side, and you can see your friends busy fighting this creature.
Nice.
But yeah, you've sort of cut a hole open in the side of it. Are you trying to do anything else? You are still restrained, so I don't think you can quite move out of it just yet, but maybe on your next turn.
She'll just sort of like try and peek out a little bit. Like, hi.
Okay, yeah, you all definitely see this like sort of flame blade that just carves a hole out, and Sakura sort of hanging upside down inside the creature. But I think that's going to take us on to Jerry.
Well, I had a plan, but now it's changed. So bonus action, Giant's Might. And I'm large now. Whoosh.
Okay, this
You
is
can
going to
say
be
that I'm
visual,
large,
but
fine.
I can do it visually. I don't think it will adjust your hitbox anymore.
No, it's fine. I'll just. I see the hole, right?
Yeah, you see this thing cut open.
I try to grab Sakura through the hole and pull her out over there.
Okay, so yeah, as Jerry just transforms, you see this giant hand coming towards you, Sakura, as Jerry tries to grab at you through this wound that you've made. You can give me an athletics check to try and grab her and pull her out.
20.
Hell yes. Yeah, you with the enlarged hand, you just wrap it around like both Sakura's arms and just grab her entire torso and pull her out like you're just unclogging this pipe or so. I don't know what the hell kind of reference I can even make here, but you pull Sakura out of the creature and you hear you hear that part of the voice just disappear as it is now just doing this gargled screaming.
And I'll just one-handedly. Oh wait, it's a two-handed weapon.
Oh, hi,
I'll punch
Jerry.
it. I'm punching it with my other hand.
Okay, yeah. Just pull it out and smash it on the head. Okay.
20. A whole 9 damage
20 will hit.
with the fist.
Okay, you've got. Was that with advantage?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, 9 damage. Yes, you just you punch this thing, but it kind of it feels soft as you hit it. It seems like it's absorbing some of the damage every time you punch it, but you do get that full 9 damage on.
Yeah. That's my turn.
Awesome. That'll take us to Seto. Oh my god. Oh, it's because Jerry actually ends his turn now. So I keep
Yeah, I pressed the button.
skipping next turn and then it goes to June. Sorry. Seto, you are.
I'll just look at Sakura and just sigh before I just keep wailing on the guy. Just to show her I'm disappointed. Always. Oh wait, I forgot to roll that with advantage. It doesn't matter, it still hits.
And do a crit check.
And
You didn't crit.
oh, you rolled for me? Nice.
Yeah.
What? Who rolled for? Oh, if you still got control of each other's tokens.
No,
No, no.
he rolled normally instead of with advantage, so because he hit, I just did a crit check to see if he got a crit or not.
There we go. Man, not a single crit. I wish I was a champion.
Should really invest in elven accuracy. If it even works on
Is
melee
it the
weapons,
back
melee
seat?
attacks.
Does he look like an elf to you?
I'm pretty sure race doesn't. You don't have like race like specifically here. I don't think DM this like said it's fine. I'm not sure.
I mean, look, I think the elf in the cage over there might be the first one you guys have seen, some of you. So who knows what an elf looks like? Could be. He's got the pointy ears, sort of.
See, it's all relative.
Do you have pointy ears? Your picture's got more rounded. Anyway, so you start attacking this thing. I think most of those hit. I'm seeing lots of damage there. Can you describe your attack for me?
Sure. Can I squeeze on this? Yeah, probably can. Just to grand Gary the Flying Team. Just
Oh
squeeze
yeah,
and
that
start.
that platform is huge. Remember, that's ahead of Tiamat sitting there. There's plenty of space to move around. You can
but
easily parkour up and around it.
We don't want to go in the head. Yeah, just probably hitting from the behind. There's nothing really like interesting. I don't know why.
Okay, yeah. This creature is looking pretty badly injured at this point. Were there any saving throws I needed to make there?
No need. Probably gonna die easily.
Okay, so is that the end of your turn?
Yes, that's all I can do.
All right, at the end of your turn, I will, as the DM, thank you, but your party might not, as I'm going to use its legendary actions.
Oh my god, it has legendary action.
Oh no.
Does it all? Resist it?
It doesn't have resistances, otherwise I would have used those two. Okay. Oh fuck. I was like, I'm gonna get you with this thing, but it would have only affected the person that was swallowed. So you got Sakura out just in time. So instead, it's going to use the one legendary action. As it just, you see the mask just shift and is going to look at you, Seto. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. As you just see this mask look at you with these hollow eyes, and you feel it staring into your soul. Okay, and as this happens, you feel your mind start to go blank, and the
He
creature.
gets to reroll.
Okay, are you rewriting?
Rewriting, but reroll rewrite. Because yeah, it's a
Okay.
bonus.
You take
So
an
no
exhaustion for
exhaustion.
that? Oh, no.
No. You don't. I get 2 of those per day. Or per.
Oh, this is your
rest.
chronal shift thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so you can re-roll that. We'll see if.
Sakura, you don't need to because I have a thing for it.
It gets a +3 to it. He's within 15 feet. If
Yeah,
it
but
changes anything.
I also.
Oh wait, it's
Nothing
10
doing
feet.
that.
Never mind. It's 10 feet. Never mind.
But Seto is dinosaur, so don't worry about it. Basically, Seto
Yeah, well,
has
it's up to you
reroll.
who's using a feature. Okay, that. So, are you using your key to re-roll, or
Yeah,
are you using? Okay,
I'm
cool.
using it.
So, Sakura, you've still got your reaction if you need it.
Cool.
And Seto, you make it with that one, and you are not paralyzed as it's, and it. You just sort of shake yourself free, and realize that it was trying to charm you, but it doesn't do it. So, June, that is going to take us on to you.
It's a me. Alright, sensing that this thing as being an aberration is not from our plane of existence, I'm going to attempt a banishment as some purple energy comes from June's chest into her arm and then out towards this thing, and she casts banishment.
Oh shit! Okay.
So I need a charisma save if I'm correct. DC 18.
I rolled a 2 for a total of 10. As you see this creature's just the head turn to face Seto, and as it's seeming to like stare at him. Its mouth is opening as though it's about to unleash this terrifying song. And then, June, would you like to describe how you banish the creature?
It's like it's being shoved into a very small space right above it. Like it's just being shoved in and like squeezed into a very small space. That's basically what it looks like to everybody.
Yeah, you hear this like popping sound as it finally gets all sucked into that spot and completely out of existence.
Excellent.
And with that, the creature has disappeared. How long? That's only like for a minute or so, right?
If it's not native to this plane of existence, as long as I keep a concentration on the spell for 1 minute, it gets permanently sent to that space in whatever plane it came from.
Oh fucking hell! You see, now I go ahead and I make the most complicated creature I've ever made in D&D, and you go ahead and ask me what plane it comes from.
You can give
I'm
us
hoping
another
it's
one
not
in
from
the
Giga.
future.
Just
Yeah,
like
No, well,
roll.
there's I know specifically, but it's like originally, or this is like asking someone where they come from, and then you're like, no, not like where do you live, like where are you from?
My mom's womb. I mean, that's where we came.
Well, I'll
That's
put
where
this
we're
actually.
from.
I'll put this up to the group then. Where would you say a creature is from? Is it where they were like conceptually, like where their ancestors come from, where their species lives, or where they were born?
I
where
think
they
it's
were
this.
born.
I'd say it's specifically the area in which its line of ancestors
Actually,
would
yeah,
predominantly.
that's more correct. Yeah, I think.
Let's go with
Because
the birthright, to be honest.
that's a tricky question now. So
Like-
top,
If you're American, but you were born in like Europe, you can't call yourself American because you've lived your entire
I mean, to be
life
fair,
as a European.
I am Scottish and Catholic, and I've never lived in either of those countries.
Cool, and that's why you're American, right?
Oh, fuck off! I've never lived in America.
Oh shit, sorry then. I mixed up.
You never
My
even met
bad.
a robot and you're confusing them. What the fuck?
My bad, sorry.
Though, actually, now that you mention that, I think there's a big difference between being from a different continent and being from a different plane. Like, if
That's
your
true,
species
yeah.
comes from a different plane of existence, but you were born while your family was on holiday or something, I think it's kind of like, oh, I was from a demon line that I was born when they invaded the heavens, so I'm a heavenly creature. No, that's not
I
how
would-
that works.
I'd probably say the area in which the last 3 generations of your ancestors lived in. Well, yeah, lived mostly.
Relax,
Yeah,
I have
so-
the answer here. Just look at the Discord. There you have the answer.
Of course.
ah yes, America. Everywhere is America.
So we banish the monster to the realm
Sorry.
of Florida.
No worse hell than that.
I mean, that's a higher, but
You-
it's more like a higher itself is a threat.
Man, you're nice with it.
Assessments.
You could have banished it to Detroit.
It just gets
Well,
stolen.
we will say, for the purposes of this, sorry, my Discord's lagging so badly. But in this case, this creature seems to have gone, and you're pretty sure you've sent it back to its home plane. It's as you're kind of pondering this for the next 30 seconds or so, you get the feeling it's probably not coming back.
As long as it makes a
And-
popping sound, then I know it's gone to its home plane. If
Yeah,
it doesn't make a
that's-
popping sound, then I know.
Yeah, it made that satisfying pop that you get when it actually locks the spell. But yeah, at this point, combat is over. The creature is defeated, and seconds later, Elias and Estrella, you see the assistant that went to go searching for your friends run back in and go, there's something in the exotic section, and he just seems to be freaking out.
I wonder what the rest of our party is up to.
Let's follow the trail of destruction.
Well, we will, as before you guys come this way, do you have any intent of heading that way? Where are we meeting?
Who are you talking to?
Sorry, yeah, that was fucking confusing. Sorry. Yeah, you guys that are currently on the screen on this map, Seto, Jerry, June, and Sakura, what are you guys doing as this fight ends in that moment?
Yeah, I'll just start shrieking back and placing a hand on Sakura, healing her up back to full HP. And just say, Sumehime is expecting us. Still have things to do, so let's hurry this up.
He seemed so happy though. Did not think he was gonna eat me.
When you're small, you usually assume things are going to eat you.
That's fair. I'll do that in the future.
Yeah, June just goes down to a crouch, a few beads of sweat going down her forehead. That spell took a lot out of her.
As you guys are all sort of catching your breath, I'd like the four of you to please give me one more wisdom saving throw.
Me as well.
No.
That makes
Oh.
sense. I just gazed into the abyss and it stared back at me, so that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot happening for June right now, but
Oh my fucking.
Okay. so the three of you, and especially June and Jerry, you start to this entire encounter starts to feel like a dream, and it starts to fade from your memory, ever having seen this creature, ever having interacted with it, having fought it. This entire interaction, your brain starts to find new logical connections for, and you feel free to describe those yourselves. But your characters have forgotten that that creature ever existed. Sakura, you have not. You remember everything crystal clear, like it just happened.
Can I try to re-roll my roll?
Yeah, sure. You can try and do that as you feel these memories fading. You can try and use that your ability.
Okay.
Okay, and that you do as you start to feel those memories fading. You notice that this is happening, and you center yourself, and you separate what is real and what is not, and you know in yourself that what you witnessed is the true reality that you're experiencing, and that shit really just did happen.
Sakura gives him like a relieved look. Because I feel like she would come off as completely like bonkers if no one else remembered.
Yeah, Jin just again looks quite pale, very sweaty. It looks like she's just gone through a panic attack, and that's what she thinks right now.
Sakura tries to comfort her. Pat, do you want some tea?
I'm good. I'm good. Oh, wow.
So are you guys gonna make your way to the other room?
Yeah, I will at least. I told everyone to come.
Yeah. Sakura will too.
Okay, then yeah, while you guys are still just like taking a moment to reel from that and making your way over, we'll jump back over to Estrella and Elias. As you guys see the guy that just ran in, the samurai says to him, "What, a creature? What are you talking about?" And the man just looks back at him and says, I'm sorry, sir. A creature? I don't. What do you mean?" And he just seems very confused all of a sudden.
Do you mind if we go check on that?
The samurai just looks at you and says, "Oh no, you two aren't going anywhere until we've gotten your seals." And
Cool,
he
then
just
let someone else go over there.
he says, "Indeed, we will." And he starts walking forward towards where the guy that just ran in is. But that guy just seems completely confused, and he seems like he has forgotten what he even came in for.
He has forgotten the face of his.
So you will see that to the side there's a small table. Sorry, I'm still loading into the map. So, but you'll see there are some scrolls that are off to the side that they seem to be what he keeps referring to when he says the seals. That they seem to be like some sort of magic scrolls. But as this person runs in and is now sort of standing off to the side, confused, we'll just use the same guy as the samurai starts walking towards the door. Everyone else is only at this point maybe leaving the other room or walking across the hall. But what are you guys doing as this samurai seems to be motioning like he's going to go and investigate himself?
Australia. What? Australia? Hello? I just wave my hand in front of.
You would know. What's the matter?
I'm going to pinch you.
As you're saying this, you see the samurai click his fingers, and the statues that are all around you, you'll see their eyes light up, and the circle that you are standing in, from around the circle, it begins to light up, and you see a wall of force spring into place around you. And he says, "You lot stay right there. I'll be right back." And as he's saying that, the rest of you are that were in the other room are now making your way into this room, and you see this wall of force going up. And he just turns to look at you as you are entering. Oh, and that wall of force did not stay there.
Can I counterspell it?
It's already there when we came.
Yeah, it seems like it's the magic items that are around here.
Weird. That doesn't say.
Because it's just playing the animation once. I'll play it a fucking 100 times. There we go. Alright, so just use your imagination. I
Jesus,
hope I didn't
that's
just destroy
overlapping.
everyone.
That animation's whack, yeah.
Oh my god,
that's
we
just
we
a
found the
really bad
pearl.
idea.
Oh, we found the pearl.
Edison Pearl.
Yeah, okay, all my shit's lagged up now. That was a terrible idea.
Amazing.
Okay. Yeah, but the
I mean,
rest
just
of you are
the wall is
entering the
there,
room.
you
I
know,
was
don't
seeing.
worry.
No. Stay with that thing.
Oh god. I mean,
Oh god.
we just know it's there.
It's basically invisible anyway. It's like a shimmer, so we can see it. Oh no, someone's playing with the freaking. Oh no, what's happening?
What?
Someone's playing with the firecrackers.
Oh, you mean confetti?
Yeah. I heard someone just spam it like it went doom 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 like 5 times.
Oh no 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 no! Please don't do.
It was probably Elias.
No, not me this time.
Yeah, I think
This
you
man.
all done there.
The dice says otherwise.
Okay, hang on. Hang on. There you go.
Okay, yeah. So as you all walk into the room, you see the samurai and just look down, and he looks at you, kind of confused. He says, "Are you? What is this? The rest of the party? The children?" And he just looks horrified at all of you.
Soccer gives him like a look, like Excuse you, I'm 16 tomorrow.
Deadly children.
I'll have you know, I can be as old as you want me to be.
I did
That's
not
weird.
ask for that. Look, just I heard there's a monster. I need to go and check it out. You didn't see anything on the way in here, did you?
A
No, we
monster?
already
No.
Wait,
sorted
I didn't
it
see a
out.
monster. There's a monster? Wait, where was the monster?
No. June, you forgot about it. We already sorted it out. Don't worry about it.
Come on, I would have remembered if there was a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you give me a persuasion check as he's looking back and forth at the.
Who's going to win, the wizard or the or the bard?
I wonder.
That's like close to the most I could have like rolled.
Yeah, that's actually like Sakura is 100% being genuine, but June
June's
just
also being
has better
genuine.
debating skills.
So you're saying there was a monster that ate you, and then we killed that. Then I banished that monster. Come on, you're sounding completely crazy, Sakura.
I never said that. I just said that there was a monster and we handled it. See? How would you know that that's what happened if no one told you?
So that guy runs in saying there's a monster, and now he just seems absolutely confused about it. June is saying there was no monster, and Sakura is saying there was a monster. I think. Call me crazy. Something definitely happened.
Lady Sumihime is going to step to the edge of the wall of force and just put her hand up against it, and she's going to look at the samurai, and she's going to say, "I think it's time we cleared my mother's shrine, don't you, master?" And he just looks at her, and he just shakes his head like he's suddenly realizing something, and then he looks at the rest of you, and as you're kind of arguing back and forth at this, he goes, "Damn it. No, it can't be possible." He seems pretty worried, but the wall of force is still up. What's everyone doing?
Do we need to get tested?
Yeah, what she said.
And he'll look at Sumihime and he'll say, yes, and he'll click his fingers again, and the wall of force will drop as he just quickly. He seems quite flustered now, but is going to hurry back into the circle. And Sakura, you and Seto, actually, you can both hear that same singing that you heard before. You hear it again in the distance, like somewhere outside of the building, but far away. Like they could be on a mountain nearby, somewhere in the city. It's hard to tell, but you can hear that singing again.
Sakura gives Seto like a look. Like a. You also remember what that is, right? Kind of look.
Seto's hair will just. How do you say it in English when the cat's hair just gets
It's
all.
stand on end.
The hairs on your back stand on end. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know, it's just like when they get like spooked and nervous.
Yeah.
That's what happens. He knows, but he's also worried. But he's not saying anything at the moment.
Yeah, she takes that as a yeah. He also remembers.
Elias and Estrella, at this point, can you give me wisdom saves as well, please? See if you hear the song this time.
Ha ha.
Nope. No music for Elias.
Okay. Oh.
Or for Estrella. Estrella, you might be listening to your own, like, you got your own headphones in right now.
Got the AirPods in.
It's just tinnitus. Like, so, I mean, with the Sata ears, it's quite impressive actually. But yeah, as you guys are walking in, you'll see the samurai go over and he'll pick up a few more of these vials, and he'll pull out the dagger again. And as you, oh, you guys, well, what are you guys doing?
He has the guy's gonna take up blood right now, right?
Yeah, you just see him sort of gathering this equipment. You wouldn't be 100% sure what he's going to do with it, but it looks like your friends over there might know.
Yeah, Jin will stand up first and put out her hand or whatever. And get it over and done with nice and quickly.
As he approaches with the blade, he'll look down at your arms. Does he see any of your tattoos?
Well, I have the snake tattoos on my arms. It goes all the way down to my hand, but beyond that, I don't think I have any other
Okay.
tattoos left.
Those are the magical tattoos you.
Yeah. It's like every now and then, when something hits towards me and isn't enough to hit me, it will like the tattoo will come alive and snap at the person hitting me and wait off the attack. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah. He will, as he sort of takes your arm and is preparing. He'll look down at the tattoos and he'll say, "Ah, I assume you've had some experience with this type of device." And he shows you the dagger that has got a vial in it for collecting blood. It seems like that is what this tool is designed for.
Gotcha. Jean just gives a small nod.
He looks at Sumihime and he just says, shakes his head. I can't believe Togashi would be a part of this. It doesn't make any sense. And he starts to draw your blood, unless you are going to try and do it yourself as well.
I have nothing to hide, so you can take it.
Okay, yeah, he will just prick your hand with the tip of the blade, and it will start to draw the blood. As he fills about half of this vial, he will replace the vial with a new one and look to the other three of you that have just walked in. Come on, the sooner we get this done, the sooner you can go and help Sumihime with this mess the city's in.
I'll walk forward.
Or destroy the city because we're elementals. Woo!
Quiet.
What the fuck is up with Estrella? Sakura kind of just looks at Estrella with like a look, like, who are you? Estrella, stop fucking around. She's like,
I'm
please don't.
gonna roll an insight check to see if Estrella is speaking or if something is speaking through Estrella. Can I?
Yeah, you can.
She's been weirder than usual.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah, I'll also check because she's acting a little bit out of prison.
Estrella, while you're doing this, while they are doing this, you can give me a charisma saving throw, please. Got all the right stats.
DM, your
Declan,
mic's
mic
just
is
gone to
weird.
shit.
Yeah.
I think it might be playing through your laptop mic or something.
How about now? Is that better? I mean,
No, it's still.
It's still bad. I don't know why.
Nah, it's because my this is better, right?
Yeah, now it's
Yeah.
I was trying to plug in headphones because it's raining, but then it tries to use the headphone mic. Oh well. You just might have to speak up a bit. So yeah, Estrella. I mean, yeah, it seems like she might just be trying a different look. But Estrella, what are they seeing as they try and see if you are like possessed or something? What like they're all just giving you a weird look, but
What they
you're
see
fully
is
aware of it.
what they see. Lift eye. Well, bright eye. Mix of green. They seem calm.
Strays just being weird again.
Yeah, it tracks. You're not too concerned.
Straya, did you get some new contacts?
Fucking, I
Like
am.
eye changing. Never mind.
I mean, Sakura, you do know that just yesterday she was that giant, like draconic lightning wolf thing. So, a change of slight changes of appearance, it don't seem like the craziest thing that's happened right now.
Yeah, her eyes
Just
change
gonna
color.
move away.
Probably normal. It's fine.
At this point, the samurai is leaning down to take your blood, Jerry. Or are you still large?
No, I said I'm shrinking it.
Okay, cool. So, so sorry. Are you doing what? Are you letting him do it, or are you doing it yourself?
I'll do it to myself.
He'll also comment on your tattoos and say, "So I suppose I should ask, but seems you may know already, and really enough with the lies. Are any of you the actual elementals that you know of? I swear we're not going to try and kill you. That would only endanger the city. But these are dangerous powers that we are dealing with here."
I'll admit I'm not entirely sure. I mean, my mom did try to kill us.
That's true. She has parents issues.
Look, my dad's fine. He's just kind of like a tree. But I mean, that's fine.
I'm sorry, your father's a tree?
Yeah. He is the Sakura forest.
Sakura, as you're
Just
standing
like
in here,
completely calmly.
you gesture around you because there are roots around the roof of this building. There are these pink plants throughout the building, and you sense that I mean, you know that the Sakura forest leads into the city, but you can see that the library you are standing in has the roots of that forest in it, and you feel like your father is probably here as well.
She'll look at the roots and be like, "Hi, Dad."
Okay, give me one more persuasion check, because persuasion or performance, up to you. And I'll say you have advantage. But he's like, your father's a tree, the Sakura forest, and he just, as he looks around the room as well, and then you say, "Hi, Dad." He says, "Is it true?" And he looks at assuming he may, and she just shrugs and gives a nod. And he says, "Well, yes, then it is an honor to meet you, Lady Sakura. I am a good friend of your father's." I
It
mean,
is an honor to meet you too.
I
She
don't think
bows.
he would fully appreciate being described as a tree, but he's just like he seems like he's laughing like you've just disrespected a noble, but he finds it funny. So, and he's at this point he's taken Jerry's blood, and he will lift the dagger and say, "I'm sorry I have to do this, but tell me, how did you get into this mess?" And he just like offers a hand out as though to take your blood next.
She'll let him take blood. Which mess we've gotten into many.
Well, you seem to have made some elemental friends here. I can't imagine that was much of your father's doing. And what do you mean your mother tried to kill you? Uh, do you mean Anaki?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
I mean, if you have an hour, we can explain the entire story. That's a tale.
I mean, I'm gonna have to do these blood tests, so if you want to do a quick like montage, we can we can fast forward through it if you like. But if you want to do that as he's doing the blood tests, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I feel phased between the character and the GM there.
A whiteboard just appears and Gene starts writing on it.
Yeah, at
Znoka
this
has
point,
curious asking if she could create a whiteboard for you.
as you see one of the samurai up top is like leaning on the banister, and at one point you only notice him there when he's like, "No way, really!" And you just like see there's a couple of people standing up there that were studying and are now fully invested in the story of what's happened. And
Yeah, but Sakura
uh,
tries to describe it briefly, but with necessary details.
yeah, what are the? Give me some key details that you point out for him that get really dramatic.
Let me think.
As he will also try to take your blood, Seto, while they are telling the story.
Sure.
So the bomb exploding, that stealing the orrery, you know, maybe she shouldn't say that.
Yeah,
Eh?
maybe,
Probably
maybe.
no idea mentioning that.
Let's not do that.
If are you mentioning the bomb explode?
Yeah.
You'll see him face palm at that because he says, I told her to be careful with that damn thing. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, we've got one here in the museum, but it's kept under pretty strict lock and key. Unless you were to break into the bank, you'd never get in there.
You know, a simple
Yeah, Sakura.
sign saying "Don't touch, otherwise it will explode" will go a long way. Just saying.
Yeah,
That
Sakura
is
will
true.
say that she did recognize that. Oh yeah, she'll also detail, you know, dying and coming back to life. That whole thing. She
Yeah,
won't
it's
she
not a
won't like, you know, talk about what happened between them. She'll just be like, oh yeah, and then I died. And then I like came back. My dad brought me back and I met my dad and he's yeah. So yeah, she's telling like the full story of like, you know, she met her mother and from when she met her mother to, you know, when she met her dad, because that seems relevant.
Yeah. That I mean, we'll assume that you're going through all of these things, but those are some pretty good key moments that he will react to a couple of these things as though you get the impression you're speaking to almost like an old family friend. Like he reminds you a little bit of your Oji-san when you're talking to him, when like based on the things that he keeps referencing, like times that you've only ever heard your Oji-san talk about. But yeah, it seems like he knew your parents possibly when they were together.
Oh wow.
But while you are telling the story, and he'll be sort of commenting every now and then as everyone is listening in, and I'm sure a couple of you have got some choice pieces of information to share as well. He will complete the spell on these vials of blood, and you will see that each of the vials, they will, it seems like it is some sort of transmutation spell or something by what is happening to the blood, as you had Estrella's vial had turned to energy, Elias's vial had turned to water. Jerry, your vial, it looks like the blood turns to mercury, like it is metallic liquid. Seto, your blood turns to fire, as I'm sure is no surprise. But Sakura and June, something strange happens with both of yours. Stranger than has been happening with everyone else's. As Sakura, he is holding both of them in his hands. He's sort of looking at both of them at the same time. They are the last two to actually get the spell. And Sakura, you will see yours begin to turn green, almost like it is. It looks like it's solidifying, and then it seems like it is almost like a vine growing on the inside of the vial, but you will see it start to harden like bark as it looks like there is a tree growing inside the vial, and it starts to crack the sides as roots are pushing out, and it almost looks like it's stop motion the way it keeps breaking through, and this thing seems to be growing in his hand. And as he is starting to react to that, the other vial in his hand containing June's blood turns to this black ichor. It looks like tar, but a very similar thing starts to happen as the tar seems to push against the sides of the glass, eventually cracking it, and these little venom-like tendrils start to emanate from the actual vial that he's holding. And as both of them start to grow out of control in his hands, he drops both of them to the floor, and he goes, "What the hell?" And he takes a step back, and it is
That doesn't seem good.
Sakura looks at hers and she just thinks it's super cool. He's like growing a whole ass tree from her blood. It's like, oh wow,
Maybe
that's
I
awesome.
Oh god. Wait, it's similar to that the like ichor that we encountered when the asteroid crashed and we attacked those things.
In other words, June is from space.
June is
Yeah,
corruption.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
And this is the moment when you realize that this party meeting was intentional. Completely. All set up by Lady Sumihime. Was it her you had to, like, escort in the first place?
Well, these guys, yeah, it was their job.
Yeah. Mm.
June wasn't involved at that point, though.
I think most of us weren't.
So it was pretty much Seto, Estrella, and Jerry.
Yeah, but what element I am? It's Mercury.
Yeah, void.
Metal.
No, void.
Metal.
Yeah, so
Fuck-
void
fuck
I
the
would
metal
shows.
assume that
elemental.
means
We've got
So, in terms of the rings, void shows as metal. Because, I mean,
oh,
yeah.
oops.
So, Jerry, you're void.
I'm just trying
June,
to
I
like.
don't know what you are.
Not
June
yet,
is
guys.
void. I said the thing.
I'm my own thing.
The thing diff sounds is similar to void.
Okay.
Maybe
I
I'm
mean,
Yeah, I
Earth.
think Sakura is Earth.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Yes. Now I can.
Okay, geez, of all times for my mic to die, I'm like, no, I've got so much information. So
I thought you were like about to spawn a creature or something.
Relax.
I'm-
I have the file for that creature if you want to turn June into that void element.
What?
So what I was trying to say is that with your guys' passive insight, you can tell that this guy is under the impression that it is the Shogun's doing, that he has brought you all together, and he is definitely under the impression that you are all somehow some kind of keepers of elemental spirits. But currently, these two pulsating masses on the ground are growing bigger and bigger, and they seem to be like just growing exponentially. You're not sure how quickly this could get out of hand. What do you guys do?
Are those supposed to do that?
I can banish them if you want me to. I can get rid of one of them. I'm pretty sure that thing is not. That's supposed to be me though.
He just holds up a hand and he says, "No, wait! I've never seen this before. This is," and he kicks the wooden one like towards the sort of ichor-like one, and you see it's started to try and grip into the stone of the floor as this thing is growing, but as it rolls over towards the other one, you see one of these tendrils reach out and grab onto the wood, and they both start growing onto one another. What do you guys do?
I yell, burn it.
Don't. No,
I
no,
gra-
we want
I
to see
grab
what's
some
happening.
popcorn and sit down and start watching.
Sakura wants to see what's happening. She kind of
Um,
like looks at June, like,
Just gonna.
do you know what's going on? Like that kind of look.
Is it nice leaving?
I'm positioning myself.
I'd like to say I looked at your passive stealth score, and yeah, no one notices.
Just done.
I think you could walk through the middle of like the emperor's palace without everyone
It's
realizing
because he
you
looks so normal. Like we've got
I
like
am
a
the
singer
grey man.
and a mouth
I
and
am the grey
hair
man.
Wait,
and
are you
there's, like,
Salieri?
someone who doesn't even have like a singular look, and someone with pink hair, and then we've got like Elias. You know, it makes sense.
Yep.
And then there's June who can be both normal and crazy looking.
Who has just revealed that his true identity is Salieri? Who is the name of the grey man?
She looks at him and she's like, "What's happening to you?"
So one of two things is happening right now, Sakura. Either that thing is going to turn into a giant monster, we're going to have to fight it or banish it, or something cool is going to happen. One of those two.
Well, I hope it's something cool.
June's just being meta right now.
Love
bombs,
that.
Elias.
Ooh, I hope it's
Use them.
something cool.
Sakura watches with interest. It's like her blood there. You know, that's also a tree.
Okay, so is anyone attacking it in this moment, or is everyone standing back to watch and see what happens?
Watching.
No, this dumpster fire has already started. We want to see how big it's going to get.
No. Anyone who tries to do that, Sakura will react and hold them in place with a thing.
I wonder what.
She has a
It's a thing she can do.
Yeah,
What's it called?
momentary stasis.
Yes, that one.
That sounds pretty cool. I'm good. No.
Okay, I was waiting for. I thought Jerry was gonna do it. So if you're not doing any fire spells, then everyone just stands back, like everyone's waiting in this tense moment, and you see these two forms. They start to consume each other, but as they do so, you see that it creates this strange cycle as the one is consuming the other just as fast as it is being consumed. And as they writhe together on the floor, it clatters around. And as you watch, it slowly starts to calm down, and you see it form this sort of endless growing yin yang symbol on the floor, as it is this perpetual, is like two koi chasing each other around. It is the darkness and this sort of life force that seem to be now in balance with each other.
Sakura looks to the dude and is like, what does this mean? What is she's just like, you know, a bit like stunned. She's just like, what does this mean?
Never seen that before in my life, but I think that might be the void. So, both of you, and he looks at you, June, as you stand next to him, and he looks just as confused as you are.
See, I told you something cool would happen.
Both of us? What about both of us?
Well, the void is technically nothing and everything at the same time, so if we cancel each other out, we'll get nothing. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Wait, so I'm not Earth? Because that looked like Earth to me. That was a tree.
Mm-mm. I don't make this shit up.
Oh, it is it. Also,
Yes, that is what I said.
But yeah, Sakura's very confused. She's like looking at this guy with like awaiting an explanation of it, like the just both of you. She's waiting for him to continue.
Well, you've all got your void rings. You should know as much as I do. I mean, as I say, I've never seen that before, but it makes sense. Your father is a sort of force of life, as it were. Perhaps you are. And he just looks at June with this kind of uneasy look. I mean, it looked like
You don't know.
it looks like death or darkness was. I mean, I wouldn't touch the black stuff if I were you, but I have no idea what it is. As for the rest of you, those are signs that I recognize a little more, except for you, Sir Mouse. You wouldn't happen to know of your heritage. Any strange transformations any of you have encountered recently?
Not that
Oh.
I'm aware of.
I can turn into a fox. I don't know. It feels like this guy needs to know this. He like needs to like help us figure out what's going on.
I mean, we can assume that part of the story was of your reincarnation and that whole thing, and Kaya, and that will interest him in particular, as he says that's. I mean, that means that you. Is it even your own blood that? I mean, obviously it's your own blood, but that's not your father's blood anymore. Then, I suppose, unless he was the one that resurrected you, perhaps part of him is still. And you can see he's starting to get a headache as he's also trying to figure this out.
So, digression. Is anyone gonna clean that?
Clean what?
The pile of black tar and trees.
Don't touch my tree.
Well,
It's my tree. Look how
then
cool
you
it
better
is.
go get it, because I don't think they're happy to just keep it lying around forever.
Hey, you have
Can it-
spare enclosure, and I nudge him in the stomach. And the guy next to me.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, the disc seems to just be now in the center of the room, just spinning on the floor. It seems to be like it's barely even wobbling. It's just moving in this perfect yin yang symbol. It's just spinning in front of you.
Does it react like if Sakura takes like a small step closer? I don't actually know how big it is. But does it like react to her vicinity?
Doesn't seem to, no.
Okay.
Hey, Sakura, why don't you poke it?
I was just about to suggest the same.
Sumihime says, I don't know if that's such a good idea. What if it starts to consume you?
Then I'll cut off my arm. Or her arm,
What?
whoever touches it.
I need my arms.
Ah, it's fine, you can regrow one.
Throw something into it?
Oh, but it looks so happy. It's just spinning.
Wait,
It's in Spain without the
They
A.
are
Happy?
killing each other.
It's in Spain without the A.
It's spinning, so you conclude it's happy. Man, you should see a vinyl.
What's a vinyl?
What is? Huh?
It's a thing.
I feel like in character, that's actually like Elias does know what a vinyl is. They've got like those gramophones. They're like, because bear in mind where you come from is like more like 1920s Shanghai with some of the shit that they've got. So it's you know what a gramophone and a vinyl.
God, fucking.
You do know that June's also a bard, or at least a little bit of one. So like, it's kind of strange that they've never heard a music instrument. But this thing does, I will say, it does not look violent at this point. I mean, you could maybe consider it that way, but it literally just looks like it's turning, and like they are both consuming each other at the exact same rate. So it looks like it is in balance in a sense.
Wait, but are they still creating it at the same time, or are they just consuming each other? And
Both?
Well, yeah, both. They are like the one
Okay.
is creation is like consuming the end and becoming wood, and then on the other side it is consuming the wood and becoming that tar.
it's really cool, though. Sounds really
So,
So
what now,
none of
Mr.
us,
Magic
Does-
Man?
this.
none of us are normal.
Wait, does this mean that me and June will eventually consume each other?
No, it just means I hate you.
She looks sad.
Oh, don't be sad. You can hate me as well.
I don't hate you, though. You're my friend.
You see the samurai standing there, and as he's staring down at this thing, trying to figure something out, he looks up at Jerry, and he takes a moment, and then he like tilts his head to the side and looks over at Sumihime, and he says, "You were all getting your fire rings yesterday, weren't you? By fighting the dragon?"
I still need mine.
Not all of
Not
us.
me.
Me either. I got mine a
Some
while
of
ago.
us.
I don't think I need the fire ring, to be honest.
No, I think you have the fire one.
I don't think I need.
You do.
I am the
Fire
fire.
ring.
Yes, it's fire.
You are the fire.
Yeah.
I love how
But
we
he-
can't even give a straight answer as to just what we've done.
Yeah,
Wait,
he'll
so
look
like-
to Sumihime and just be like, "Are they all with you?" And she says, "Well, yes, I think so." And he'll say, "So, look, we got information this morning that a son of Daichi was killed in the name of the Red Dragon in a fight against the Crab Clan just yesterday near the Fire Ring. But, of course, I don't imagine the Shogun is making a move on his own clanmen. I assume that was you? The red demons that everyone's been talking about? Neji Mirumoto seems quite disturbed by it." And he's like looking at Sumihime with a sort of scolding look on his face as he's now realizing what she's probably been using them to do. And she just says, "A son of Daichi?" She looks at the rest of you.
June looks at the rest of the party and just mouths, "What did you guys do?"
There's
Uh,
nothing I did. I did not bomb Daichi's camp. I'm not saying that in character.
Sakura kind of just like tries to look inconspicuous. She just looks
Yeah,
very
Sure, give me a
Poker
deception
face.
check. Sorry, I'm asking Sakura for all her worst things tonight, but I feel like
Right.
it's appropriate.
I kind of
Yeah.
Jun is death staring Sakura right now.
I feel like Sakura's actually whistling. Like it's actually.
Yeah.
Did I do that?
Mihime just tries to turn and save face a little bit, and she says, "Yes, I mean, you keep warning me what troubles Mr. Tatsuo is going to cause, so we're stopping it." And he just turns and looks at Estrella, and he says, "And I assume you've inherited the power he held? From our information, he was the most likely to have held the air elemental, but it seems like you hold it now." He just like you can see he's considering like a million different things. But Sumihime steps forward and she says, "Master, I understand how this looks, but you of all people know that these kinds of things are not going to go well if we bring them up in the highest levels of government. It would be better if no one actually knows what we're doing here." And he looks around at the rest of you and he says, "I don't think even your people know what you're doing here."
Yeah, Sakura like agrees. She's. I would actually like to know what we're doing here. Not gonna lie. 'Cause I'm
She
a bit
sighs.
confused.
Man, we really
I'm
are
I'm
going to
even
check
more
out
confused
that.
now. I mean, so
Let's not forget there are just people around.
Oh, and he realizes that he hasn't addressed them at all, and he says, "You don't have to worry about them. They are some of my closest advisors, and anything you say to me, you can say in front of them. They
okay,
would
wait.
sooner fall on their own swords than betray me."
I'm
Elias just had
Earth
to think
and
back to when he was an advisor for Shira. Ah, good times.
wait.
Well,
So
bullshit.
that she points to the disc means that I am Earth and Void. Or she's very confused.
I mean,
But
what
me as
are
Kate
That is
am
the
also
question.
very
Am I
confused.
nothing? Is she everything? That is a really odd question.
What is anything? Is anything
Void makes no
even
sense. Disagree with
anything?
that.
But so
Wait, creation, destruction. That makes more sense. Wait a minute, how can creation, destruction be an element?
Well, that is the void. It is. I mean, the thing is, the void elemental is not something that has shown up in centuries, as far as I know. It has never shown up in any of my direct studies. But in ancient times, they did not know of the elemental planes, and so Earth was not considered one of the elements. Instead, they had two others. I think that was before, and he's trying to like go back through his own notes in his head, and he says, but there was metal and wood that were both considered elements, and those were eventually changed once certain wars with the elementals, and once we became fully aware of the elemental planes. So I don't know. If you spoke to someone 500 years ago, they might be able to explain this to you, but I, quite frankly, have no idea.
Hey, Estrella. You're around 500 years ago, right?
Oh yeah, you're old as fuck.
True. Is there anyone in the city that's 500 years old?
I
Well,
doubt it. Sorry.
Yes, but I mean, the giant of the forge is, I think, well over 800. I think he's been here for almost 800 years. Most of the ancient dragons in Kiga are around that age as well. They've been here since the previous age. There would be people that you could ask, but I'm afraid I'm not one of them.
Have you heard of the dragon Gulong? How old is he?
Dulong, the dog dragon, and he looks at you as though he's just figuring out that from the name, but he's just raising an eyebrow like you've just made something up.
Yeah, he holds up some islands.
Oh yeah, it's been a while since we visited him.
Wait,
Zephyr
is this the name of your elemental? I mean, have any of you been able to contact them before?
To be honest, I had suspicions after my mom tried to kill me, but I wasn't confirmed, and I'm very, very confused. So this is the first time I'm actually finding out I'm actually an elemental. So I don't even really know what's going on at all. I'm very confused. I would just really appreciate an explanation, to be honest, because I don't like feeling confused. It makes me feel stupid, and I know I'm not stupid. So yeah, please explain. I'm the opposite of stupid.
Well, the best thing I can offer you is to try and seal them away and make sure that they don't break free. This is not a permanent solution, but I'm afraid only the mystics of the capital, or perhaps in the mountains where the Emperor's palace is, they might be able to help you, but all I can do is try and seal them for now.
Can she write a paper bird to that ancient blue dragon that she knows?
Taluros, yeah?
Yeah.
Wait,
Asking if they can meet sometime. She has
Okay.
a few questions she needs answered by someone who's been alive for a while.
Yeah. You will know that Taluros was most likely from Bazir, which is on the other side of the world, so the little paper bird might take a while to get there. If I mean, that little paper bird's going to go on an adventure of its own.
How big is this planet? Earth size?
No, smaller than Earth. It's yeah, that's a good question, but you wouldn't actually know the answer to that in character, so I'm not at liberty to tell you. No, look, I don't have an exact answer for you, but it is smaller than Earth, and the amount of the planet that people actually know of is not that much. It's basically like one massive atoll, like this big ring of islands with one in the middle. People would draw the world map as an eye, like just like a cartoon eye with the island in the middle.
Like a giant donut.
It's like, would it take shorter to reach the celestial dragon that she knows?
Well, I mean, you're sending a paper bird, so that all I mean is that that's a physical thing. You can try, but I mean, that's the Crane clan uses lots of paper birds to send things, but that's usually just around Kiga. If you're trying to send it to the heavens, that might actually be closer than Bazir, to be fair.
She'll send one to both. I feel like it's gonna be weeks before we hear back from them. And then she'll mentally tell the party we'll demi plane a bit later and go and talk to Gulong.
Elias is scared because he knows none of these.
You just see Sakura sending little, like, love letters to dragons she knows. Apparently, as they were flying out the door.
Like,
Do
I'm not,
I know any other ones?
not surprised she
think I-
knows plenty of dragons. It's just the fact that I might have to fucking meet them.
Oh no, she made them tea. They like her. She rolled a nat 20 on
They
the
don't
tea.
necessarily like me.
That's your problem. Does she know any other dragons?
The
Don't know.
Topaz
Possibly.
champion.
While you are considering that, is anyone going to take him up on the offer of sealing these things? Or taking the seal?
I feel like we should consult Gulong first, or someone who knows a bit. I don't want to do it unless I know exactly what's going on. So I feel like that's something that's a big decision, and I want to make informed decisions. You know?
I'm just gonna kind of wait until. Do we even know his name, the samurai?
You know
No.
he's from the Kakita family, but I don't know if you've actually. It's up to you. If you introduced yourself, you would probably know. But
Well, I feel guilty bringing it up now. I'm just gonna wait for him to wait until he stops looking like he's mulling things over in his head, and
So
then
we could
I'll approach him.
Sakura might have something else to ask him, seeing as he knows her parents. She'd want to know what he knows about Master Kai.
okay, well, let's just see what Elias is saying to him first, and then you can figure out how you're going to ask that.
No, you go ahead because I have something a little irrelevant. So
Okay, Sakura, what are you asking?
You seem to know my parents. What do you know of someone called Master Kai?
As you say that, he looks up from, like, being deep in thought, but he looks up at the ceiling as though you've like given him an answer, and he says, I will have to. We'll have to check the books. I don't know much about them, but I suppose they are your ancestors. They were some of the first to come to this world after, well, the first inhabitants from anywhere other than. Well, it gets complicated, but I think Master Kai was brought here by the first human, a man named William.
Oh, what?
My boy.
Oh, that's your boy. Oh.
June. As he says William, you feel that pulse go through your mind again, and but this time something strange happens around you as the room itself seems to shift, and you see Not loading for me yet.
No problem.
Oh, is it working for anyone?
If the other
Supposed to
map
work.
looks like a little bit more ruined.
Yeah, but
We're about to get real meta now, boys.
oh man, okay, the glitch it is created was not worth it. But can you? Oh, okay, there we go. So can you see the room that surrounds you now? You see all of your friends, everyone's still standing there as they are, but you can see that they look a little bit strange, like a little bit like fuzzy, glitchy almost, as the rest of you are still standing in the same room that you were in. But June, this is what it suddenly looks like to you. And it seems as though you are looking between dimensions almost. You notice that there are candles behind you that are burning with a familiar red flame that you have only seen back home.
Oh, okay.
There is a large window behind you, so I will say it's not that difficult to try and actually look. You don't have to try and go all the way outside if you want to try to figure out where you are. But it does feel like there's been a shift, and no one else seems to have noticed. The rest of you just see June standing on the stairs. Her eyes have gone a little bit wider, but she looks like she may have just, like, Z goes, oh, where did June get Molly?
I was about to say, I look like I'm on a trip. Yeah, Jin just scratches her eyes, rubs her eyes a bit,
Is
blinks a bit, and like, and looks really confused. And
Is-
just quickly
is
goes and
he-
looks out the window.
he an addict?
Yeah.
You first figured that out now?
Look,
Yes!
addict is a strong word, Elias. I heard you. I can stop whenever I want. Thank you very much. Mister, I didn't know I was an elemental.
Okay, first of all, you didn't know, I didn't know that. Second of
Hey,
all,
I'm not an elemental, am I? Hey, am I? Am I? And then the samurai
The
goes,
best-
actually, we haven't checked you, miss.
Yeah.
And she goes, ah, shit.
thought so.
Are you feeling a bit left outsy?
Well, not anymore. Now I have to get a damn blood test, you know. Okay, go ahead. And he flicks her fingers.
Oh, what's the matter? You're scared of a little prick?
Look, hey, look, I've got just as many tattoos as you, bro. She goes, actually, you know,
I have such a follow up to that the comment. God damn it!
you can hear them. You can fully hear them and still interact with it.
If I was in Z's shoes right now, I'd have such a good follow up. But don't worry about it. I'm busy looking out the window.
Oh no, Z's currently getting her blood taken. She's not on the path to a quick comeback.
I want to hear the quick comeback though. Just
What,
like
are
out
you
of
gonna call me a
character.
prick?
No. Moment's gone.
I-
Don't worry about it.
No. What was it?
I'm looking out the window.
Get
What
muted.
are you doing, June?
I'm looking out the window to figure out where the fuck I am.
Okay, you can make a perception check for me. Or whatever sort of check you think would help you recognize an aspect of your homeland. But I think a 22 on perception is good enough, as it sure as hell looks like you are back in the Shadowfell. There are some miserable sights out there, and there is a dullness and there's a lack of color, of life, of joy. This is a familiar sight, but it looks like you're standing in the same plane, well, in the same place, but you are seeing into the other plane, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm sweet home. And I'm just looking around trying to figure out what the hell if my patron's trying to show me something or someone else is trying to show me something or something like that. Just trying to figure out what the hell's going
Okay.
on or maybe I just took some of Z's stuff.
So as you are looking around, still with the 22, you look out the window and you see that, I mean, the city is quite different. There are a lot of things that are just these parallels, but you see where the bank of the city is. You can see that there is a mass of tentacles rising up around it, and that is like kind of the bank sort of overlooks the sea. So it's kind of hard to see through the window whether it's the thing you released walking through the sea, or if it's actually coming from the ground underneath um, the the bank, that building. But whatever it is, there is some sort of eldritch hell happening underneath that thing, which, knowing your patron, might just be like an objective marker. This is. It looks like that building is being consumed, though.
Can I try remember what that building was back in Normalville?
Yeah, you'll easily be able to remember that was the bank. I think that was that. I'm not sure if I meant to mention it. I'm not sure if I actually did, but you would know that from when you were walking around. That's just up the road from the museum. And he also, that's where he mentioned there being a key to unlocking the Titan glass cases.
Oh, fuck.
Ah, yes, the goblin is the key. Now, and she's just trying to figure out, okay, why did William, and she just plays with the name a bit in her mouth, William, try to figure out why that name was triggered this vision.
Oh, fuck, we're doing this now. All right.
Hey,
June.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Hold on. I gotta have a map for this. All right, I might not. Fuck, I do. I mean, this is probably gonna happen more and more. But as you try and focus in on yourself, no one can see this. Maybe Seto, you'd be able to pick this up as June's eyes just turn black and that this ink sort of consumes her eyes. But she's still just staring out the window, so most of you probably don't notice. However, June, I need you to make a religion check with advantage, please.
Oh boy, yeah, we're doing research. Ah, shit. Only an 8 plus 6, so 14.
Okay, sorry. Call out your roll there.
14.
Okay. Wow. All right, we're really going there. Give me. Okay, just give me 1 second, because I did not think you were going to take this dive right here. Just give me 1 second to find my notes.
That's all good.
Wow.
Don't mind me just throwing the whole adventure off the rails.
There's an entire can of worms being opened
Like
up.
reaching into June's June's character arc is, it's just like, all right, we're doing some of this now.
Give me 20 minutes. I just need to quickly consult my notes.
So me calling Zia Molly is the direct cause of this. I won't accept anything else.
No, someone mentioned the word William, and then I went into a trance.
No. I called Zia.
No, it was
addict.
William.
I already figured it out. William and a girl called Molly has been had a child who had something with the Eldritch thing, and then they had June.
This whole world is just happening in William's subconscious after he took some bad drugs. And
Wait, that was not
everything
William.
that-
Real
Right?
man.
He's a paladin. Well, I guess that.
Yeah, but he was hanging out with Indra. It's
Fair enough. Fair enough, fair
None
enough.
of this is real, man.
I give you the oath of heroine.
The fuck?
A paladin that can only fight when he's
That's
drugged out of his mind.
awful. That's terrible.
Yeah, no, not a very useful adventure. Let's be honest.
Come on, plot twist. It was a Yanti.
Fucking life expectancy of like 3 years.
Come on, someone would call that along. Hey, that's longer than one of Matt's characters.
Oh?
Listen, yeah, my characters are like 18 plus years of age. Except
No, but in game they survive for like less than a day.
yeah, life expectancy is their life that they're living, alright?
I think.
Plus, they're not
that-
actually dead, so that
Look,
doesn't count.
look. Yuki was like alive for less than a week. Okay, he was alive for like 3 days.
Yeah, and guess what? He was protecting your character who was falling on the ground dead, dying. Fuck you.
To be honest, I think at this point, I'm in a prime position to have the shortest life.
And it is now.
I mean,
And a
Look,
shadow
technically-
steps out and steps right through Elias and says,
Jerry's had the shortest life so far, hasn't he?
King Gordok sends his regard.
He's a rodent, isn't he?
Oh, in terms of, I meant like in terms of actually just being here.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I've
so-
already died. You've already lost that. I'm sorry.
Have you died in 2 days though?
How long did it take me to die? I don't know. But I mean, are you gonna try and die so that you can beat me?
No, no. I, I am not that petty.
And now I just have some picture of Elias just being like, has his head cut off and someone holding his head off. And
You
it's
know
a
what?
goblin.
Technically, I can say I've died medically anyway.
Have you? And by
Yeah,
the way,
my heart
how many times has Seto died now? I need to keep track.
What the? Twice? Yeah, twice. First time
Well,
when it
twice-
got kicked in the lava, and the second time when the freaking
Egg.
yeah, the egg incident.
Was that only 2? I feel like there was one other time as well. I had it down as 3.
If you think about the time, you most likely think about the time when he was doing Metrocide, or called,
What the?
and then was killed by Anaki.
No, well, that was the egg time. He
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
taken. Unless you were killed in that fight and brought back.
Nope. Nope.
What was he was
No.
brought down and then he was
Either that or
resurrected.
oh no, it was the first time. It was when you were in the graveyard. You were killed by one of the spirits.
Really?
Yeah, you got killed like in one of those first one, and then you came back and you met like you saw your father and stuff.
True, but I don't think I died. I think I only got like to 0 hit points. No?
Yeah, but you did. That was the thing. Was then that was the first time that I was setting it up. You didn't roll death saves. You just
True.
instantly died, but you came back.
True.
That was number 1, and then number 2 was the fire giant. 3 was the egg. So
Jesus
yeah.
fucking Christ.
Okay, it's 3. Just checking. Just check.
I mean, in theory, he can't die, but yeah. The phoenix. You can't kill a phoenix, right?
You can.
No, I don't think, like, in the mythological sense, you can't kill a phoenix.
If you kill it in water,
No, it still resurrects.
it cannot. If it cannot ignite,
No, it rises
Rises from the
ashes.
ashes.
Because
Like that's,
there's
that's
no- like,
like,
in
I have a
mythological
phoenix
sense, you
tattoo,
can't kill it, I think.
I have a phoenix tattoo. I know this. Like the whole point of this tattoo is rising from the ashes. Like phoenix is like.
so saying that your plan with your characters is to be disintegrated, and then we rise you from the ashes.
No, because I'm the only one who knows disintegrate, and I think Seto might be the only one of the party that I would never disintegrate, given any circumstances.
Wow.
Look, everyone else, you know, if they turn evil, you know, if they're like, oh, I'm gonna like destroy you
Don't
and kill
don't
everyone.
don't give Debbie ideas.
Remember, we can make it somehow.
No,
If you disintegrate me, you disintegrate yourself.
Debbie frantically DMing me to be.
Oh, she'd be like, Mind Sliver. Everyone else would be like, Fireball. But like, Seto's her favorite. She could never disintegrate Seto.
You scare me. You know that.
Look. It's not that she doesn't like any. Like the rest.
No.
She does.
No, wait.
It's just like she doesn't like you as
Sakura.
much as she likes Seto.
I get that, but you're still scary. All right.
She's not saying this out loud. This is me out of
This is
character.
out of character, yeah. But like, and I'm saying it out of character. I worry for Elias sometimes.
Well, Elias just better not get on my bad side then.
I said one thing, and you were ready to disintegrate me right then and there.
Wait, when was
You
that?
get used to it.
When we came back from Taton in the teleportation circle.
Wait, what was that about? What did he say?
Oh, no,
I already forgot.
I made a joke about stealing, and then you just went, "I'll disintegrate you."
Well, that's you. That's on you for taking that seriously.
You took it seriously.
Like you did try to disintegrate. Who was? I think
Ezra,
June?
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
that's-
fair.
Disintegrating things is pretty much your, it's your, it's your special.
Ammo.
Look.
use that-
The
use
time it
disintegrate
was.
one all the time. It's like
The time it was June was when there was a fucking tentacle. She put like a tentacle staff in Sakura's face, and she didn't try to disintegrate June. She tried to disintegrate the tentacle staff, because tentacles are not her thing.
because that's a normal reaction.
Well, it's not normal to have your brain sucked out by tentacles, is it?
Well, a simple staff with tentacles on it is it's not going to do anything to you, is it?
I wonder if we
Yep.
all of our characters have traumatic experiences.
Probably.
Character in D&D who doesn't have a traumatic experience.
I mean, my
my
character
last
started out not having any traumatic
My
experience.
first character didn't. He was a rogue who had a loving parents, and he just wanted adventure. That's it. He was a happy guy.
Did he get traumatized along the way?
No,
Welcome to his previous life.
the campaign eventually just had to kind of stop because of timings.
Can you guys hear me again?
Yep.
Yay, you're back.
Okay, it's not.
And it's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And you're back. And look, it is Sakura's favorite item.
What?
Tentacle rod.
Yeah, the trauma stick, basically.
Not the trauma stick, the one that almost got straight disintegrated.
Yeah.
It was only an illusion.
Why the fuck would you make an illusion of tentacles knowing that Sakura
Come on.
has been
I know it was-
traumatized?
I know
He's a
it was
fucking
in-
idiot, that's why.
I will admit it was in bad taste, but
I mean, look,
Exposure therapy.
don't like, especially knowing Sakura, like she can disintegrate you. Like, fuck around with anyone else. If they're traumatized by tentacles, you can be like, tentacles, and they'll be like, I'll punch you. It's not insta death. And on top of that, Sakura can choose to make you fail if she really wants to.
And so I can override.
And that is what's really fucking scary.
and then you kill one of your own friends.
Again.
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 Okay, I think I finally loaded it. So,
Okay,
Ooh.
cool.
just let me know if everyone can actually see the map or if I have to put tokens down.
I don't see shit.
Takes a little
Yeah,
while,
The second.
and
yeah.
there is nothing.
Okay, so can everyone see something at least?
I see
I am.
nothing.
I don't see anything on the stream.
I didn't see anything either.
No.
Okay, just give it a second to load.
I'll be right back.
Oh, no. Okay, anything in?
Nope. Like the map is there, it's just that we couldn't see anything because of fog of war.
Oh no, that's what I was asking. Do I need to put tokens down? So clearly, yes.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
no token petition.
Yeah. Okay, I haven't done that. Yeah. Okay. I hate these technical difficulties. It's too much. It's just like there's loading wheels in like 10 different places on my screen. Okay. You know what? If I haven't fixed it in the next 2 minutes, I'm just gonna start anyway.
Cool. Just Foundry being Foundry.
The Forge.
It's also just my laptop trying to explode.
Who was the person that said William, by the way?
William Shakespeare.
No, William. The
That was the samurai.
it was him that triggered all this.
Well, Sakura did ask about Master Kai, so in a way, it's like the time manipulation that's breaking things.
Not gonna lie, I've been waiting for 72. Like, how many sessions are we on? We're on 70, 73 sessions.
Technically
Just
more.
for mention of William, and I was gonna yank that thread.
Technically 5 or 6. Half one.
Jeez, every time I do anything map related, like mid session, it always falls apart. I must make sure I've got everything prepared every time. Okay, how about now?
Something's loading. Ooh, okay.
That's weird.
Can see something.
Yeah.
Uh,
Golden.
Yes, I see it. I
person
see an eye.
And space.
This.
Wait.
Yeah, look, you're probably going to recognize a lot of maps. I think between the two of us, we've probably seen every map on Patreon. It's and half of them are in this game. Yes, so June, you become aware of your surroundings as though you are somehow in deep space. That there is like that is essentially what you feel like in this moment is what you're seeing on this map. And okay, sorry, just need to be sure that you can actually hear me right now.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, cool. Everything's still freaking out. So, June, as you try and look around and you are looking for that word, that name, William, you hear that familiar popping sound of the banishment spell, and you see, as you feel your eye open, you see a tiny little creature floating in deep space. They seem to be it's either like they're really tiny or you are incredibly massive. And you can see him clearly. This is a Loxodon that is floating there and is staring at you with a look of absolute horror on his face. And you see him saying, What in the hell are you?
June just does also one of those one of those
Oh fucking hell! Is this
one
where
of those
Boswell?
ways that she always does.
Is this where Boswell went when he went to the naughty corner?
Yep.
Oh my
You
god!
see Boswell staring at you, and he just looks terrified as you can feel your form moving, and you feel like as you're looking out towards it, instinctively part of the tentacles that are you reaching out towards this creature. Are you going to respond to it?
Uh, wait, am I tentacles right now? What?
Yeah, it's very confusing. It is your body that's reaching out to it, and as you try and figure out what you are exactly, like this isn't your body. You can't feel your body, but you feel something. You are some sort of a creature. But as you try and look down at yourself, your consciousness moves away as the eye closes that's looking at Boswell, and another one opens as you see a little goblin in space swimming like mad. And just what is Crack saying as he sees some sort of eldritch horror in deep space emerging towards him, this massive eye opening in the blackness of space towards him? What is Crack doing?
What is Crack doing? That is a good question. He would probably respond by going, "Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh shit!" and swim faster.
Yeah, and as he's just panicking and swimming as fast as he can, June, you feel that you could reach out to him and you could just pluck him out of existence if you wanted to. You're just watching him slowly as he's trying desperately to get away from you, and you still can't quite tell what exactly you are. What are you doing?
Well, I don't know this goblin. He just looks like a regular goblin that got into a sticky situation. I'm going to reach out to the goblin.
Okay, yeah. As you reach out to it, you see him just swimming and panicking, and there is a flash, and you feel this like sharp pain in your head as the tendril instinctively curls back as though you've been electrocuted, and as you wince instinctively, you you shut the eye, and as you open your eye again, like blinking to try and see what's going on, you hear a voice saying, "There, see? I think we got it. I told you it was real." And you see an airship that is floating through the astral sea, and there are two figures standing on the airship. There is a human man and a tiefling standing in what look kind of like robes, something similar to what a monk would wear in Kiga. And they seem to be floating, and the tiefling is pointing directly at you. What do you do?
Is it fucking in?
I guess whatever I am, look pretty confused. Try look down and try look at my body, and see what the hell I am.
Yeah, and as you try and do that, your consciousness moves back into William, and from the deck of this airship standing next to Indra, you see the largest alien creature that you could have ever. I mean, this is beyond your imagining. You've been to the depths of hell and you have seen some horrible shit, but this thing, it is chaos incarnate, the eldritch being of all eldritch beings. This is something that rules over the far realm. Like, it is beyond any sort of eldritch horror that Indra has ever talked about or shown you. And Indra keeps telling you that that is somehow part of your consciousness, and why we need to set up a proper base of operations on that new world. What is William doing in this moment?
He's currently just looking at this thing as if it's something to conquer, something new to fight. Yeah, more or less something like that. Just another challenge to overcome.
As he's feeling that, he feels June's consciousness begin to merge with his own. What did June and William do as you're both in the same consciousness in both bodies at the same time as you connect?
Pretty much both of them just make the biggest double take of the century and like, wait, what? Are you me? Or are you what? No, who? What? Pretty much that.
You hear Indra's voice echo next to you as he says, "William, are you okay?"
That's it.
He begins to panic and he runs to the helm of the ship and he says, "Oh shit! I knew it was going to be too much. Hold on, buddy, we'll get you out of here." And he moves a giant lever, and you see the sails expand from the top of the ship as the ship makes that same sort of sound as it is warped out of where it just was, and that connection is broken, and you are back in this abyssal creature as you wince again from the shock, and you open your eye again to see Boswell still like hanging there in space, looking terrified now, with just swarms of your tentacles like around him, and he's just looking at you terrified, and he says, "What are you?" Again, what do you do?
Yeah. June begins panicking completely, trying to figure out, okay, I need to get the fuck out of this. I need to get the fuck out of this. And just pretty much the tentacles surrounding Boswell just retract all at once.
Yeah, and as you see that, as you kind of you feel your body enlarge as the tentacles all retract, and you see him once again go and pop out of the space that he is in, as you feel your own mind beginning to get pulled back, and you feel another eye open as you see a planet far in the distance growing bigger and bigger and bigger as you zoom down into Kiga and into the room that you are all standing in, back into the mind of June. As you open your eyes and you see the window out in front of you, you can hear everyone behind you arguing about their blood tests.
That was amazing. It felt like a fever dream.
That's basically what June went through.
The music didn't
Yeah, I know,
help.
but like the way that like you described it, the way that you were able to describe it, that it felt like I was going through a fever dream. Like, just
yeah, you just all see June dissociating in the corner heavily, just like it's a little bit of drool coming from the mouth as you kind of come to again, and the blackness fades around their eyes. We're sort of going to wrap things up here, but is there anything you guys want to do in these last moments?
Yeah, Jin just like stumbles back a little bit, rubs her eyes again, just looks down to her tome on currently latched to her leg, and just says, oh, "Yeah, we gotta sort you out, don't we?" That's that, and she just continues looking out.
Aw.
But yeah,
Alright.
very suitable music.
Yeah, and I think that's a suitable place to end it, as we will pick things up next time with all the revelations, and you guys will have a week to try and maybe ponder some of the things that have happened here tonight. I know to some of you, some of those things may have had no context or meaning to you whatsoever, but that was specifically June's mind having that moment there. So thank you all for tonight. It was good fun.
So the
Amazing.
conclusion
Thank
is
you.
June is insane.
Awesome.
Has
That was
dreamed
amazing.
himself into existence.
I went through like one of my oldest player characters ever. That was amazing.
That
Yes, does that answer any of your questions?
I just have more questions now.
huh.
The fuck is Indra and William doing hunting Eldritch Beasts?
Yeah. Wait. Just yeah, we gotta go talk to some dragons, bro.